Right, it's time for me to set the tone with a -5.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Tension. Today's episode is a very special episode. It is the football special for Series 2 of Tension. Now, after the first series, I saw a lot of comments about people that you wanted to see come on board for this episode, so let's see who's taking part. So, on today's show, we have the guys from the Flat Chat. That means that we have Heggy, Callum, Jacob, and Aaron. Gentlemen, how are we?
Very good.
Yeah, great.
Excellent.
Not nervous at all. Not
Excellent. That's what we like to hear. That's a complete lie, but that's what we like to hear. So, for everyone playing at home, for anyone who doesn't know how to play the game of Tension, it's very simple. I'm going to ask these guys 10 top 10 questions about football. This is the football special episode.
Ooh.
I'm really glad that you all turned up in football shirts so that you could match with me. 10 top 10 questions. Points ranging from 1 to 10. 1 is the easiest answer, 10 is lowest. With each question, there are tension answers. These are the answers directly below 10. If you hit a tension answer, you're going to get -5. Anything lower or incorrect is -3. There are 2 double pointers. Obviously, I'll let you know which ones they are when you hit them. And there is, of course, no answers the same for each person. So it's definitely recommended to write down multiple answers before I come to you for your answer. And of course, no cheating. So no phones about, please guys, no tapping on keyboards. This is straight up whiteboards and or notes, okay?
That was for you, Aaron. You wee cheat.
Whoa. That's a bold allegation you're making there, Heggie.
It's a true allegation, Aaron, unfortunately.
It's not a true allegation. You know it's not true.
Okay, well,
That's if
we
you
are
get
going to
them
go.
straight then.
We are going to go in the order that you appear on my screen, which means that Heggy is going to go first, Callum is going to go second, Jacob is going to go third, and Aaron, you will be fourth. Once we get to the end of round 2, depending on the scores, will dictate the order for the last 2 questions. So, Heggy, if you can give me a number between 1 and 10. It's also recommended, by the way, guys, to write down the questions that have been asked as well.
Okay, I will go for number 2.
Question number 2, surprisingly enough, is of course a football question. And this question is about Scottish football.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Right, so I would like to know, please, the last 10 unique teams to finish bottom of the Scottish Premiership. Now, the way this question works is that obviously if multiple teams or the same team have finished bottom multiple times within that period, we will only take their most recent time as the only time they will appear on this list. So if they have appeared a second time or a third time, we will skip them to the next unique team. Now, for the question, there are 3 tension answers for you.
Okay.
Okay. Right, it's time for me to set the tone with a -5.
You can all have a minute or so, boys. You don't have to jump straight in. Don't
Okay.
worry. You will get some thinking time. The edits may suggest otherwise, but you do get some thinking time.
So there could be repeat answers. It's just where do you go? How far back?
And that is how the game is played, Heggy.
I really don't want to start with a negative. Do I go for last year's and get a point?
You at least know that one, Heggie.
No, exactly.
Right, I've got an answer. I'm ready to lock in. I'm going for,
If you want to jump straight in, go for it, my friend.
go for my hometown, Hamilton Accies.
Hamilton, no problem. Okay, if you're ready, Callum, we do move round to you.
Oh, straight to me. Oh, I didn't even get to hear. I was hoping I could hear
Oh,
what he
he's
had.
not
What was the
happy.
score? Oh, no. Right.
You can
got
have a
that
little bit.
luxury,
You can
pal.
have a little bit more time. It's normally sort of a minute
Right.
to 90 seconds, so
Okay.
don't worry. You haven't got to rush straight in.
I won't do
Eggy.
it, Jacob. I won't take the full 90 seconds. But...
Can you name more than 2 teams, Callum?
Oh, God, come on now. Come on now. Bit of respect.
You named Aberdeen once. Come on now.
Who am I going for? Oh, I've got so many teams running through my head that I think are going to end up finishing outside the 10. So I will go for Inverness.
I
Okay.
think I like that better than Hamilton.
You like it
I don't
better?
mind the answer. I think it's a
I
good
do
one.
like it.
Yeah.
Over to you, Jacob.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Dundee.
Oh, that's a hooner.
Nah, it's not quite recent.
I'm going Dundee.
Okay. So we move finally to Aaron. Now, you are welcome to explain any answers at this point because you are the last to go.
I can say with certainty I have answers wrote down, and the boys said 3 of them on my list, so just to give them some hope. I'm going to go for Dunfermline Athletic.
Thought they'd be outside it though.
Ah, that's a negative
Nah,
5,
nah,
unlucky
good.
mate.
Yeah, good start, man.
Nah.
Okay. So, working backwards, I think you probably can all remember who may have finished bottom last year for 1 point. That would be Livingston. That would get you 1 point. The year before that was Dundee United. So that would be 2 points. For 3 points, 2001 to 2022 was Dundee, Jacob. So you get yourself 3 points there to start with. Year before that, 2020 to 2021, was Hamilton Academicals. So that is 4 points for Heggie. Fifth on the list, going back, had to skip a year because we had a repeat, was 2019 to 2020, which was Hearts. That would have got you 5 points. Sixth on the list, I think Dundee got relegated again and were bottom of the league the year before that, so we have to skip again. And that becomes, for 6 points, Ross County. That will get you 6 points. Seventh on the list, 2016 to 2017, for Inverness Caledonian Thistle. That will get you 7 points, Callum. Nicely done. Eighth on the list, a few years to skip. We go back to St Mirren, which would have got you 8 points. Ninth on the list, we skip back even further because there are multiple repeats. We go back to 2011 to 2012, which was Dunfermline for 9 points, Aaron, to start with. Your only better answer on the list was 2009 to 2010, which would have been Falkirk. Luckily, none of you fell into the trap of saying Gretna, which would have been the first of the tension answers. Partick Thistle and Motherwell would have also been your tension answers on that question. So you all score positively on the first question, arguably because it was a Scottish football question, but we'll see how that goes. That does mean it's a good start. You're all in the positive. I don't know if that's ever happened before on the first question. So you all are now understanding the game at least, which is good.
Yeah.
But that does mean that we move to Callum for question number 2, please.
Okay.
Give me a number.
I will go for number 7.
Question number 7.
Yeah.
And would you believe it? He's hit the first double point question of the quiz.
Oh.
So this is, everything is doubled here, boys. Whatever score you get, be it a minus, be it a plus, everything is doubled. So the question is, Leicester won the Premier League in the 2015 to 2016 season. The top 4 that year was Leicester, Arsenal, Tottenham, and Man City in that order. I would like to know the next 10 teams where they finished in the Premier League that year. Now, because of that, that means that there are 6 tension answers here. If you give me a team in the bottom 6, you're going to score minus 10.
Oh my goodness.
What year was this? 2015-16?
That is correct, yeah.
This is rough. This is rough.
No pressure on you, Cal, mate, but you are going first.
None whatsoever. I've just got a weird feeling. It might be the wrong season. I'm going to do it anyway and say Chelsea in case they finish 12th. I've got a weird feeling they did something like that. And it might have been the year before Conte came in. So I'm going to go Chelsea as my answer.
Okay, Chelsea is the first answer. Jacob, you do have a little bit of time. You don't have to rush into your question, the answer just yet, if you don't want to. You do have a little bit of time.
Do I go another safe answer? Is that boring?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go bold, Jacob.
For 14th? What you doing?
Yeah, I know. I think I can't remember if this is the year that we were 7th or 8th, or if we were as low as 11th. So I'm going to say Everton, but I'm worried we are higher than that. I'm worried we are 7th or 8th.
Okay, Aaron, it moves around to you next.
Okay, yeah. Well, based off my score on the first round, I'm happy to play a little bit safer with this one. And I am going to go for a team that, maybe this was the year they started to go downhill a little bit. Manchester United.
Surely not, man. That's stinking.
I'm on 9 points, brother. I don't know about you.
I am on 4, so I need a good answer here.
Double points.
Well, Heggie, you
Sorry.
have all the explaining you can do for this question if you wish.
Okay.
This is where Higgy rhymes off the full table.
No.
Yeah.
My theory for this one, my answer, is they were forming an absolute super team. They were starting to sell them just a wee bit after, so they must have done well. Southampton, I think. They had Van Dijk, they had Mane. I'm locking in Southampton. I don't even know who else would even be close to 14th.
Yeah.
I was going to say Everton myself, but I'm going Southampton.
Okay, so Southampton for Heggy. Right, so we have, bearing in mind that everything is doubled here, so the first answer that will get you 2 points because they finished in 5th place that season is Manchester United. So, Aaron, you get yourself 2 points there.
It's positive points, it's not -3.
For 4 points in 2nd place, the team that finished 6th was Southampton, Heggy.
Oh,
So you scored 4 points.
Oh,
good.
So,
That's
in
nice.
3rd place for 6 points, you needed to say West Ham United. For 8 points in 4th place, you needed to say Liverpool, which would have got you 8 points. For 10 points, 5th place on the list that finished 9th, that was Stoke City. That would have got you
with Mark
10
Hughes.
points. For 12 points, 6th on the list that finished 10th, that was Chelsea.
Oh,
So
I'll
you
take
get
it.
yourself
I'll
12
take it.
points on that question. 7th on the list for 14 points that finished 11th was Everton, Jacob. So you get yourself
The glory
there
days.
14
The
points.
glory days.
Your 3 better answers. So for 16 points, you could have said Swansea City. For 18 points, 9th on the list, you could have said Watford. And for 20 points, 10th place on the list that finished 14th was West Bromwich Albion. Your 6 tension answers were in order: Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Sunderland, and the 3 teams that got relegated, which nobody fell into the trap of saying, was Newcastle, Norwich City, and Aston Villa. So luckily, once again, boys, you all scored positively. So this is going way better than I expected. I won't lie, but it's all good. We
We're
love
doing
it.
all right, boys. We're doing all right.
We're doing okay.
You're doing all right. You're showing yourselves to be worthy competitors of the game. So very good. So we move round to Jacob. I need a question number, please.
10, please.
Question number.
Of course.
Okay. This is a Premier League minutes question. So I would like to know, can you tell me the top 10 players by the number of minutes shared on the pitch in the Premier League with Sergio Aguero at Manchester City? So for these minutes to count, they both had to be on the pitch to count. I have, to make it a little bit harder, removed all goalkeepers from the question, so there are no goalkeepers, and this is just Premier League minutes only. There are 3 tension answers here.
Sergio Aguero. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I've got a feeling
I
all
have
my
an
answers are going to get stolen, so I better write a lot.
I'm going to play it safe, I think. And hopefully he's not the highest, but he'll be up there. Raheem Sterling.
It was the first name I wrote down.
I'm glad I didn't write him down, which I'm glad. It means I get to keep my answer.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's the guys that are lower. That's not first view.
The guys that are lower that you need.
Oh dear.
Well, it does move around to you, Aaron, but you don't have to
Okay,
jump
yeah.
jump in just yet if you're not ready.
Yeah, we have seen potentially big names get sneaky points, so that's kind of the angle I'm hoping to go for with this one. Fernandinho.
That's a good answer as well.
Yeah, that's the first thing I wrote down.
Well, you can't have it, Calm. I've said
I would love Higgy to get this wrong. I really would.
it. A -5 would be
Do you know what? You've talked me into it. I'm going Kyle Walker.
Oh, okay.
Callum, you are last to go. You can explain any potential answers that you have. Everyone's gone
Yeah.
at this point.
Okay, so I've got Fernandinho wrote down. I've got Vincent Kompany wrote down, who potentially could be it because of the injuries. He might not be quite as high. Yaya Toure, David Silva, I think they're going to be really high. And the other one I've got wrote down is another right back, but it's not Walker, it's Zabaleta, that I think could be fairly high up. I think he could win the list. I think he might be the one I go for, but that's a bit of a risk.
You've got to be bold sometimes.
I'm gonna,
no
you
risk,
know
no
what,
loss.
Jacob? I'm going to be bold. I'm going to go for Zabaleta. Thank you very much for that, Jacob.
Jacob. How much are you in their head treachery, by the way? Like, that's twice you've convinced them.
I mean, I was going for it anyway. Come on.
Okay then, gentlemen. Well, going down from the top of the list and the number of minutes played in the Premier League with Sergio Aguero, out in the lead by quite a distance actually, by at least 3,000 minutes, At the number 1 spot is David Silva. He would have got you 1 point answer. Second on the list, 3,000 back from there, is for 2 points, Fernandinho, Aaron, with 11,000 and odd and change. Third on the list, a little bit of a jump down to Yaya Toure, that would get you 3 points. Fourth on the list, his name was said, Vincent Kompany would have got you 4 points there. Fifth on the list, certainly a wing-back / left-right back, Gail Clichy would have got you 5 points there.
Anyone else starting to get nervous?
Yeah, I'm getting really
there's
nervous.
still 3 names to come out we need.
Sixth on the list, we have Zabaleta
I'll
for
take it.
6 points, Callum. So well done there.
Yeah.
Just behind him is Raheem Sterling for 7 points, Jacob. So well played. Eighth on the list is Nicholas Otamendi for 8 points. Ninth on the list was Kevin De Bruyne. And for your 10-point answer, you needed to say Alexander Kolarov.
No!
Because your 3 tension answers are, in order, Kyle Walker, Samir Nasri, and Jesus Navas. So that is -5 for Heggy on a Manchester
Suddenly
City
my 2
question.
points doesn't look so bad.
That's a shame that wasn't the bonus round as well.
It would have been amazing.
Well, there we have it. We have our first tension answer of the quiz. That has changed the scoreboard, but I'll give a score update after this question from Aaron. So Aaron, give me a number.
Okay, I'll take number 5.
Question number 5. Can you believe it? He's hit the other double point question in the quiz. So he will be going first for the last question of round 1. This is a question about the championship, fellas.
Oh,
I didn't know we good at that shit.
So
shut up.
I would like to know, for the wonderful fans of Plymouth Football Club, which is obviously quite clearly the most westerly club southwesterly club in England, I would like to know the 10 shortest journeys that they will make to away grounds this year in the championship in miles, according to Google. So this is based on if they were to drive, how many miles it will take to drive to the 10 nearest grounds in the championship that is not Plymouth, obviously.
Okay.
There are 3 tension answers. You don't necessarily need to give me the team and the stadium name. You can just give me one, as long as I know which one you're talking about.
Okay.
So there are 3 tensions here. So you can have a think about it. I don't know what your knowledge of geography is south of the border in general, gentlemen. So
Not the best.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that my team will not be there, considering how far north they actually are. So I am going to go for... I have an answer, but I'm just going to try and see if there's any others that I'm potentially... So I'm drawn to 2 teams straight away. I haven't got many points off the last 2, so I'm going to go for Portsmouth to Fratton Park.
my home city, in fact.
Oh.
Cheers, Aaron.
You need to go for risky.
think that's one you wanted to,
man.
yeah?
These are getting
Ah,
on
but
the
riskier
top
than
throughout
that.
the time.
I know Aaron's going to get 1 or 2.
I'm going for
gonna
11s and all that.
That's good.
That is me, isn't it?
Yeah, it is you, not you.
I'm going to go for Watford.
Yeah, I like that. Oh,
Okay.
right. Do I go risk? Oh, I don't know how risky to go here.
Risky,
I
come
really like
on.
Eddie's guess. I really like that. I'm going to go for Swansea City.
Yeah,
I reckon that's close.
I like it. I wasn't sure. I really like the Portsmouth shout because I was worried about London, how many clubs there were. But I can kind of speak my thoughts. I don't know. Millwall, maybe. Watford, Luton. No, not Watford, sorry. Luton. I won't say Watford. I think I'm going to go for Luton Town.
See, that's a bit further away than London.
Yeah, I'm nervous, Heggy. I won't lie. I'm nervous.
He's just want to see. He's
That's,
just want to
that's
hear
north
names.
of London.
Alright,
Yeah.
Luton's right next to Watford though.
Yeah, Watford's also
Watford's
not
closer though, nah?
Yeah, I'll take 10. You can have 9.
So obviously this is a double point question, which means that everything is doubled here. So for 2 points, number 1 on the list is Bristol City, which is Ashton Gate. That's the closest to Plymouth. Second on the list for 4 points is the first of the Welsh teams. That would be Cardiff. So that would get you 4 points. Third on the list for 6 points is the home of Portsmouth, Fratton Park, Aaron. So you get yourself 6 points.
Again, take the points.
Get out the top
Fourth.
three, Aaron, come on.
All right, no ball -5. Calm down.
Fourth on the list for 8 points is the second of the Welsh teams. So that's Swansea. So that's 8 points there, Callum, you get for Swansea City. Fifth on the list, this surprised me because, you know, I live in Portsmouth. I could not believe this is true. But fifth on the list for 10 points is West Bromwich Albion in Birmingham, or just on the outskirts of Birmingham. Sixth on the list for 12 points is Oxford down the M4 corridor.
And he starts getting London clubs soon.
Seventh on the list for 14 points is Coventry City.
Oh, it's going to be close, you know.
Eighth on the list for 16 points. We're now at 234 miles for Queen's Park Rangers. That would get you 18. That would get you 16 points for eighth on the list. Ninth on the list for 18 points. Just 4 miles further than Queen's Park Rangers is Vicarage Road, Watford,
Come on!
which would be
You
18
two get
points
these
for Heggie.
points.
And for your maximum 20-point answer, 10th on the list, a further 2 miles further than Watford is Stoke City, the Britannia Stadium, for 20 points, which means your 3 tension answers for this question in order. And I will say, there's only 13 miles difference between the third tension answer and the 10th answer on this list is, in order, Millwall, Derby County, and Luton Town.
Yay! Come on!
Nah,
A victory for all!
You're going the wrong roads, honestly. A joke.
Honestly, maybe
Going
you take a
with
vote. Maybe you take a vote.
Woo!
Excellent.
Oh,
Well,
Jacob
that
Murray
does
had to my
conclude,
phone again.
that does conclude round 1 of the quiz so far. So I will give a score update. Currently, in the first of the Champions League spots, in fourth, is Jacob with 14 points now, after that wonderful question there just then. Third place is Aaron with 19. In second place is Heggie with 21. And currently in the lead with 33 points. Everyone's in his head, but he is winning, is Callum.
No, a big couple of -5s are coming for Callum Porter.
No
I can see it.
chance. Play it safe, just like you've been at it.
I cannot believe how many points I just lost there.
That's heartbreak. That's heartbreaking.
Right, so everything now resets. We're back for the second round, so that means it goes back to Heggie. You need to give me a question number, please.
Let's go for number 3.
Question number 3. Okay. This is a question about European/international football, this one.
Okay.
So, the UEFA men's coefficient currently has England as the top nation for awarding extra places in European competitions for 2025 or next year. I would like to know, removing England from the list, the next 10 nations from the coefficient list in Europe. The list is correct as of today. There are 4 tension answers.
This is an absolute farce. Callum looked at it today.
What are you talking about?
Today.
I've not looked at it once. I didn't sit and look at it and study it for 10 minutes straight today. I didn't do that.
Oh.
But I can't quite remember for sure who's what.
So it's between 2 and 11.
Yes.
I know who 12 and 13 are, and 10.
That's no use, is it?
Knowing 10's pretty good, Cal.
10's
No,
pretty good.
yeah, I might just take that.
I'm going to play it kinda safe, I think. They just have to be in the top 11. I'm going for the Netherlands.
Okay. It moves around to the man that supposedly has been looking at the list today.
Yeah, no pressure, Callum.
Okay, I've got 2 answers that I think 10 and 11 when I looked at it was. I'm not going to say what 10 was, but I'm sure one of the boys will say it. 11, I think, was Czechia, so Czech Republic.
I mean, he's never plucked that if he's not seen it. This is a joke.
Cal doesn't know they're called Czechia otherwise.
I know! It's great.
I'm going to go Belgium.
Adam's definitely saying Spain.
No, I'm not saying Spain. I do need to start taking a little bit of a risk. I understand that.
Come on.
You can do any explaining at this point if you wish.
Yeah,
You
I've
are
got a
last to
couple
go
of
here.
nations in my head. Boys have said a few of them. I've got Portugal down here. I've got Croatia down here. I've got Greece down here. I see Heggie on that camera. I'm gonna go for Croatia.
I think they're outside.
They might be.
I don't know.
I'm not confident Cal saying they're outside because he's studied the list for 15 minutes. I'm not confident.
Okay, so for 2025, the current order is obviously England at number 1. So second on the list that will get you 1 point, which is first on this list, would be Italy. Second on my list, third on the list overall would be Spain for 2 points. 3 points would go to Germany. 4 points would go to France. 5 points would go to the Netherlands. So Heggy, you get yourself 5 points there.
Nice.
6 points would be Portugal. 7 points is Belgium, as they are 8th on the list. 9th on the list, worth 8 points on this list, because they are 8th on this list, is Czechia / the Czech Republic.
Oh, no.
All that studying for
No,
nothing.
because I can tell you what will be next.
So the two next countries is Turkey, which would be 9 points, and for 10 points, your maximum answer would have been Austria, because your 4 tension answers on this question are Norway, Greece, Scotland, and Switzerland, because Croatia are currently sat in 19th place. So you
You
only
got
get
lucky,
-3.
man.
It's only -3. Only -3.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Well, it does move round to you, Callum, for a question number.
Okay, have we done number 1 yet?
We have not done number 1, no.
Number 1, please.
No problemo. So number 1, this is... I love this question. This is so good. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, gentlemen, I'm going to name you 6 football players, and I would like to know the top 10 teams by the number of appearances represented by these 6 players.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Now, a couple of them are still active, so bear that in mind.
Yeah.
Most of them are retired. Now, I will let you know that these are just teams from the 92. This is not foreign teams, okay?
Ooh.
So just teams from the 92. And there are, for this question, 2 tension answers. Your 6 players are going to be James Milner, Robbie Fowler, Daniel Sturridge, Nobby Solano, Nicholas Anelka, and Aaron Ramsey. And we are, again, just looking for teams in the 92. Like I said, there are 2 tension answers here, and you can take as long as you like for this question, because you might need a little bit of time.
Okay, I'm just, working my way through this, writing it down. That's a really good question.
I will say as well, this is total appearances. This isn't just league. This is total appearances for the clubs in the 92 that those players represented.
Right.
So does it have to be all 6 players?
No, obviously, no. It could be a club that's only represented by one
By
of them.
one player, right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's...
I'm just trying to write down every team I know that they've all played for.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
I've got 9 teams wrote down, which is good.
I'm at 11.
Oh dear.
I could be cheeky. I could tell you how many teams there are on this list, but I'm not going to do that.
That'd be too easy.
I think I'm going to lock in my answer.
Okay.
I'm going to lock in West Bromwich Albion, just because I think that'll be kind of middle of the pack.
That was one I didn't write down. Thanks.
Okay, Cam. No problem. We do move round to Jacob. You can have a few more seconds. You don't have to jump just straight in yet.
Yeah. No, that was good, Cal.
You like that, yeah?
Yeah, really happy for you.
Oh, did you have that wrote down, Jacob? Surely not.
Yeah. I really like this question, but I'm gonna go with Leeds United.
I like that.
I think if they're right, they are right, but if it's a top 10, it'll be low down. I think that's a good answer.
I like the answer. Well done, Jacob. Right,
Okay, then, Aaron.
I am going to go for... Do I go... I'll try to consult my list of notes here. Yeah, I'm gonna go for them, I think. I'm gonna go for Arsenal.
I'm happy then, because that was one I think will be quite high. I'm going for a team that I think 4 of them, maybe 5, have played a small amount for. Hopefully it doesn't rack up quickly. I'm going for Man City.
Oh, I didn't have that wrote down.
City wrote down.
4.
Yeah, I think that'll be higher than you think.
Yeah, because it's 4 different players.
Right then. So, going from the top, the team with the most appearances from those 6 players, represented by 4 of them, 883 times, is Liverpool.
Yeah.
So that would be your 1 point answer. Second on the list, there's a bit of a jump down to 459 appearances for 2 of the players. That's Arsenal, so that's 2 points for you, Aaron.
Not the happiest with it, but it's fine. Points and gold.
Third on the list, 2 players again, 450 appearances for Newcastle. That would be your 3-point answer.
That's so many.
Yeah, that is.
Fourth on the list, 430 appearances by 4 of the players is Manchester City.
Yeah.
Eggy.
Okay.
So that's 4 points for you. Fifth on the list, there's a bit of a jump down to 280 appearances for 2 of the players. That's Chelsea for 5 points.
I was between them and City, so I'm happy they're not way down.
Yeah.
Sixth on the list, 2 players, 178 appearances for Aston Villa in 6th place.
I'm getting worried.
I'd Villa wrote down as well, I should have said.
So did that. Who did you say, Cal?
West Brom.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
7th on the list for 7 points with 87 appearances for 2 of the players was Leeds United.
Oh, no.
So that's 7 points for you, Jacob.
Well done, Jacob. I'm annoyed at that.
8th on the list for 8 points, 73 appearances for 2 of the players at Bolton Wanderers.
Oh, God. This could be incredible or incredibly bad.
9th on the list, 55 appearances by
That's too
2
many.
of the players
it must be.
for Cardiff City.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And your 10-point answer with 23 appearances
Maybe.
Surely.
by 1 player is Brighton and Hove Albion. Because your
Yes!
2 pension answers are, in order, West Ham United, and with 2 players and 18 appearances, West Bromwich Albion.
Oh! Do you hear that, boys? That is music to our ears.
Stunning.
You picked up a point or something, mate.
I
I'm
picked up
calm down
2
about it.
points. It's more than you have!
Aye, but we went 20 points ahead of you. I wanted the other 2.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. Yeah, that again was one of those questions where I saw West Brom was that low and was like, oh, someone's definitely saying West Brom.
I was going to say Hartlepool as well, so I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
That's a really good
I do have the list of names here. Hartlepool, ironically, would have been next on the list. 16 appearances for Nobby Solano at Hartlepool. You could have also said Hull, Leicester, the mighty Swindon Town for James Milner,
Hey.
Blackburn, and Nottingham Forest were the bottom team with 5 appearances for Aaron Ramsey.
I did not know
he was
he
on
played
loan
before.
there.
No.
I think he was on loan there after maybe when he first signed from Arsenal. I'm not sure. But yes, but we move on, which means we move to Jacob for a question number.
Number 9.
Question number 9 is a question about the FA Cup. I would like to know, gentlemen, the FA Cup has been played since 1872. Can you tell me the top 10 teams by the number of final appearances they've had since its inception? Now, if the number of final appearances are the same, then the number of wins will determine if they are higher or lower on the list.
Okay.
There are, for this question, 4 tension answers.
Yeah, not an easy question. I'm going to go with my club. I'm going to go Everton. I know we've won it 5 times. I just don't know of many other finals. That's the only worry.
Okay, Everton are locked in for Jacob.
Okay. I am going to walk in pretty straight away. They've only really had recent success at it. Man City.
It was one of the 2 I wrote down. And I'm definitely going for the other.
Well, it's over to you, Haggy, on that one.
Oh, they're just going to be too high though. It's not going to be a good point scorer. Maybe though, a lot of recent success as well. Chelsea.
I hope it makes Callum go bold here.
Well, it kind of is, no matter what I do here, because saying Spurs for an answer here and then being finals doesn't work out for me.
You just wanted to say that.
And then the
It
other
does,
two you're
because they lose a lot.
You're leaving Man United and Arsenal, which I think are 1 and 2. So that feels like a waste. And I'm just thinking, I can remember in the last 10 years twice that this team have been in the final, that Aston Villa. And I feel like they could have won it back in the day as well. But that also could be another tension answer. What do I do here?
Quite the conundrum.
It is quite the conundrum. But fortune favours the brave, or the bold, or whatever the saying is. I'm going to go Aston Villa.
I love it.
Don't mind it.
I love it.
Okay, so top of the list with 22 final appearances in the history of the FA Cup is Manchester United. So that would be 1 point. Second on the list for 2 points with 21 final appearances is Arsenal, so they would be 2 points. Third on the list with 16 appearances in the final are Chelsea. So that is 3 points for you, Heggy. Fourth on the list, nobody said them. 15 appearances for Liverpool would be 4 points. Fifth, sixth, and seventh have all been in the final 13 times.
Oh my.
With 7 wins for 5 points, it's Manchester City. So you get yourself 5 points, Aaron. With 6 wins, 6 points is Newcastle. And for 7 points in 7th place with 5 wins is Everton. So, Jake, you get yourself 7 points. Eighth on the list.
We're doing this one again.
With 11 appearances is Aston Villa.
Yes!
So everyone scores positively. Well done. You did have 2 better answers. They would have been West Bromwich Albion, and they were mentioned Tottenham would have got you 10 points with 9 final appearances. Your 4 tensions would have been Blackburn Rovers, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Bolton Wanderers, and Preston North End. Obviously, many, many years ago for most of those. Yeah, this was always. I always thought this one would be a positive score for you all. To be fair, it's just difficult to know where they would have sat. Kind of thing.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, we move round to Aaron to end round 2. So there are 3 questions left, my friend.
Okay, I'm going to go for Callum's favourite position, number 4.
Question number 4 took me an absolute age to write, so you better bloody enjoy this question, I can tell you that.
This will be fun.
What are you saying to that?
Okay, I would like to know, in the all-time list of Premier League goal scorers as it currently stands today, the top 10 highest scorers who have also played for a Scottish club.
Me.
Hey.
There are
Goodness.
2 tension answers here.
Okie dokie.
So the list is based on the number of goals they scored in the Premier League, not based on the number of goals they scored in the Scottish League.
Yeah.
And it can be any club in Scotland in the Scottish League.
That's quite
And I'm
fresh.
last.
Right, that is quite the question.
And is it just Premier League goals, so not goals before 92?
That is correct. So we're only
So not
working
goals
off the number
before
of goals
92.
scored
That's okay.
whilst in the Premier League, and it is again just the number of goals they scored in the Premier League which determines the list.
Okay.
Nothing they did with the Scottish teams counts.
Okay, I'm going to go for one from my club. I think we've had a couple. I'm going to go for Carlton Cole.
Okay, that moves around to you, Heggy, whenever you're ready.
Oh, I'm next, that's good.
Yeah, I'm last eggy, isn't it?
Just remember that.
Oh, that's a good question.
I know. I've got so many names wrote down and I've got no idea where they all
Yeah,
are.
I want to
Would
know,
have
like,
all fit.
I wish I knew the number for 10. I'd be able to
Yeah.
do really well.
Yeah,
I'm
we don't
going-
get those kind of give outs on this channel, mate.
I'm going to go for a player that's played for my club, Rangers. Aaron Ramsey.
Oh, it's me and I don't want it to be me. I don't
That's
want
the
this.
kryptonite. This is how we catch him, boys. We give him Scottish questions.
Which one of these players has the most bar the top 2? Because the top 2 are going to be ridiculously high up.
I'm
Oh,
Aaron's
yeah.
man.
I'm gonna go for. Oh, how many years was it? Chris Sutton. Sutton, please.
Right, and I can now talk my way through the board.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
absolutely do that.
If you have 11 answers, Jacob, mate,
I
plan them off
think
for it.
Defoe, Keane, and Ian Wright are all going to be 100
Yeah.
club. I want to stay clear of those. I don't know if it goes low down enough for Van Dijk to be an answer. I think he's close. I just think there'll be more Scottish players than you think. But he's got more goals than you realise. But I'm instead going to go for James Maddison.
I had him wrote down.
I like that.
I had him wrote down.
I thought of him, but
I only had 2 other players that I wrote down that nobody said.
I've got quite a few wrote down. That's not.
I had Lundberg and Beattie.
I didn't have either of them. I had McFadden, Naismith, and Hartson, and Yellow.
I like to forget that Freddie Youngberg played for us.
Okay, so top of the list is Jermaine Defoe, 162 Premier League goals. Second on the list is Robbie Keane. He has 126 Premier League goals. Third on the list is Ian Wright. He has 113. We then have Dion Dublin, who played for Celtic as well. He got 111. We then dropped down to, and I don't think I heard this person's name, Mark Viduka, who had
Oh, I'm worried.
92
I'm very
Premiership
worried
goals.
here.
I'm now worried.
Sixth on the list is James Beattie with 91 Premier League goals.
There's at least one tension from us, at least one.
Seventh on the list is Chris Sutton.
I'll take it.
Chris Sutton gets you 7 points, Callum.
Yep.
Eighth on the list is Craig Bellamy.
Forgot.
Ninth on the list, his name was mentioned right at the start of the of the quiz. Paolo Di Canio would have got you 9 points.
I'm not happy now.
I'm very happy.
And for your maximum 10 points, you needed to say John Hartson.
Ah!
It's not down for me. Oh.
Because your two tension answers are James Maddison
Cheers, man. Cheers, man.
and Carlton Cole.
Ah!
Yes, a double whammy.
A double
I'll
whammy.
take my negative 3.
The cut line was 55, which was James Maddison, who is on 55. That was basically above that was John Hartson. Below that was 54 was the difference between the two. With 1 goal in it.
Did you Madison's hat trick yesterday?
Yeah. You could have. I heard Freddie Lundberg was named as well, and a few others. Aaron Ramsey, I think, currently has less than 45 Premier League goals by the looks of it. So unfortunately, he does not make the list. So it's -3 for Aaron Ramsey. It's -5 for James Maddison, which was Jacob. After that question, we get to the end of round 2. So for a score update. It's certainly tightened things up. Well, maybe not for everyone, but in 4th place we have with 18 points Aaron currently at the moment. 2nd and 3rd are in joint place with 30 points for Heggy and Jacob, because currently out in the lead with 51 points is Callum.
Oh yes.
Can you believe it? I can confirm that, it was a huge turnaround on that question. Unfortunately, you all tried to shoot for the moon, or everyone bar Callum tried to shoot for the moon, and you shot too far. Unfortunately. Now that means, and not for the first time this series, we have a real difficult scenario for the last 2 questions because you both have the same number of points. So I'm going to grab. I have a coin in front of me. So I'm going to ask Heggy. I would like heads or tails to see whether or not you win, and therefore will go 2nd on this question. Or if you lose, you will go 3rd on this question.
What would you go, Jacob? Heads or tails?
I would go heads.
Well, I'm going heads, so I'm lucky, pal.
Okay.
Tails never fails.
It's heads.
Oh,
So, Heggy, you will be going 2nd on this question, which basically technically puts you in 3rd place. Jacob, it technically puts you in 2nd place and will be going 3rd. So there are 2 questions left, gentlemen, and it will be Aaron to pick one of the 2 questions left, as he is in currently last place.
Okay. I'll go for number 8. Number 8.
Question number 8 is a question about the 92 teams in the Premier League. In all the divisions of England. I would like to know the top 10 kit manufacturers this year of the 92 teams in the 92. Now, if the number of kits is the same, then the manufacturer with the most Premier League teams will appear higher. If that number is the same, then it will move down to the number of Championship teams, the number of League One. A bit like the Olympics in the way that we will score this if the number of kits is the same. For this question, there is 1 tension answer.
Usually a forte of mine on the channel, as the boys will tell you. So I've got names very much written down here. I'm going to go for one that I think could be more lower down than you think. I think I'm going to go for Puma.
Okay. Heggy, this will move round to you. You do have a little bit of time here. You don't have to jump straight in.
I'm going to lock in with Hummel.
Okay. It is Jacob to go.
Jacob,
you are leading.
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to go either of the big ones, so I kind of wanted to go Puma or Hummel, and they both get took. So I'm gonna go for one that made kits for my team once. I'm gonna go Joma.
I had them wrote down.
I wrote them down as well.
Okay.
I think they might have done a lot of lower league though.
I hope so. I just want a right answer.
That's fair. I'll be happy if Puma's right at this point as well.
So I might end up just going for one of Nike or Adidas potentially because I think they'll actually be like 5 or 6. 6 because there's a lot of lower league teams. But I'm going to instead go for Castore. Or Castore. Yeah.
Okay. So, top of the list with 17 teams in the Football League, 2 of which are Premier League teams, is, of course, Puma, the big team for the mighty Swindon Town for 1 point. Second on the list, also with 17 teams in the 92, but no Premier League sides, is Macron. That would be worth 2 points. Third on the list, 11 teams across the 92 for Adidas. Fourth on the list, 10 teams across the 92 for Umbro. Would have got you 4 points.
I could have looked behind me.
I mean, fifth, sixth, and seventh all have 6 teams that they represent across the 92. The one worth 5 points, so the one at the top, has 4 Premier League teams, and that is Nike. That would have got you, or Nike would have got you 5 points. Sixth on the list, with 1 Premier League team out of the 6 they have, is Castore.
Yes.
So that gets you 6 points. Seventh on the list, also 6 teams across the 92, but no Premier League sides, is
West Brom.
Area. Yeah. Eighth on the list, they have 3 teams across the 92. No Premier League teams, but 2 Championship teams for Hummel, Heggy. So you get yourself 8 points. Ninth on the list, 3 teams across the 92 with 0 Premier League teams and 0 Championship teams, is Oxen. I've not heard of them. I don't know who they sponsor, but they have. So I don't know which kits they make, but they make 3 kits for across the 92. And for your maximum 10-point answer, you needed the team that has 2 teams across the 92, both of which are in the Championship, for Joma. So that is 10 points for Jacob. Your only other answer for this that would have been the tension answer was New Balance.
Had them wrote down.
Had you have said New Balance, that would have been your only tension answer there. Now, I will just double check that the scores have updated. They have, which now means the order is exactly the same. So it doesn't matter anyway. No changes. So, Aaron, you will be first on the very last question of the quiz, which is question number 6. And this is a question about Italian football.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Jacob's Cup. No chance.
Okay, so if we look at Serie A the same way that we look at the Premier League, so from 1992 to 1993 onwards, there have only been 6 winners of Serie A during that time. I would like to know, removing the 6 teams that have won Serie A since 1992, the first 10 teams in Serie A this year alphabetically.
Nice.
There are, by the way, for this question, 2 tension answers.
So I'm just going to aim and go out on hopefully a nice answer. I'm going to go for Lecce.
Are they in the Serie A?
That's
think
great.
they are.
I think they are.
They're near the bottom, I think, but I believe they're there.
I'm definitely using my time in this
Could
one.
be a tension answer. You never know.
Yeah.
It's amazing what happens when you take out the gimmies in a question. When you take out the winners and everything else, like it just makes it so.
I only have 4 winners. I can't remember who the other 2 are.
That says a lot about you.
Yeah, it does, Jacob, doesn't it?
I've only got 5, but still.
I've just spent my time writing down what I think the 6 winners are.
I've got 5 winners, definitely. I've got 16
Might
teams
have
wrote
done,
down.
actually.
I have 4 definites, 1 probable, and 1 yes.
I've got 16 teams wrote down as well.
I'm at 15.
So the last
So
4
the
are
last
bad,
team
but-
alphabetically that aren't the 6 winners.
Okay.
The last 4 are bad. So yes.
Yeah, once you remove the 6, the last 4 will be bad.
Oh, the issue is I've got like 3 at the end.
problem
I've
is
got
that there's
like
16
7 at
that
the
won it.
start. I've got nothing in the middle.
Oh, I've just
Right, I'm
remembered
just going
something.
to go for this. This is the best I've got. Hellas Verona.
Oh, hey, that's what I wanted.
That's the
That's
other,
right.
that's the other name I had in my head. I was like, it was either Hellas or Lecce. I went for Lecce.
Okay.
I have answers where I don't even know if they're in Serie A.
Jacob, I think we all did, to be fair.
Oh. I know they got some promotions, but it's just if they got enough. Oh.
They might be there as well.
I'm 50-50 between 2. I'm saying 1, and I know the other one's going to be a great answer, whatever way I go. I'm going to go for Parma.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, that
Three
moves
go
round
after that
to
alphabetically.
No, because I could be wrong.
No, I think you might be right. I think they're in it. Is it just me to go?
Yeah.
It is. You're welcome to explain any answers you might
Okay.
have.
Let's ask Callum to explain Italian football to us.
Right, so I've got Napoli, Inter, AC Milan, and Juventus. All for sure have won the league in this time. I've also got I don't actually know who the others are. Could be Roma, could be Fiorentina, could be Lazio. So just in case, I've avoided all three of them. I've then left Atalanta. I'm not going to guess them. That's just stupid. Bologna, Cagliari.
Oh, I've forgotten so many teams.
But they're right at the start. And my other one I've got, and the one I'm going to go for, again, I've just got a weird feeling they could have done something crazy in the 90s. But I'm going to say Genoa. And just hope they haven't won the league.
Okay. Right then, gentlemen. Well, I'll let you know now that the 6 teams you were looking to remove from your list were AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, Napoli, Roma, and Lazio. They are the 6 that have won the league in Serie A between 1992 and now. Obviously, some have won it more often than others. Just looking at the list now, Lazio won it in 1999. Roma won it in 2000. The other team would be Sampdoria, but they are not
was one of the things I
in
had
Serie A
wrote
this
down.
year.
I just saw in my notes, in the teams that won the league, I've got Juve, and then at the bottom, Juventus.
The team from Argentina came over to Italy.
I had no chance, man. I honestly had no chance.
Just to let you know that Sampdoria was actually before 1992, so ignore that one. But yeah, Sampdoria were 1990. But yeah, the 6 that have won it are all still in the Serie A, and they are removed from the list, which leaves you with the following 10 teams in alphabetical order. They are Atalanta for 1 point, Bologna for 2 points, Calgary for 3 points. Currently the team, I believe, being managed by Cesc Fabregas, Como for 4 points. 5th, or 5 points, is Empoli. 6 points, Fiorentina. Nobody said them.
Yeah.
7 points, Genoa.
Yes.
7 points. 8 points, Hellas Verona. 8
Nice.
points, Heggy.
Raging, Heggy. I'm raging.
9 points, Lecce. For Andy.
Oh, well done, Andy.
End with a bang.
And for 10 points, you needed to say
So I had them wrote down as well.
Monza, because your two tension answers are
Come on!
Parma and Torino for -5. So unfortunately, Jacob, you end with a -5 there, which I'd like to say massively changes the scores. It doesn't massively change them. It does change the order somewhat slightly, meaning that after 10 questions of the football special quiz of tension, the final scores are with 28 points is Aaron in 4th place. With 35 points is Jacob in 3rd place. In 2nd place with 46 points is Heggy, meaning our winner today, everyone is in his head at 64 points, is Callum, the winner of the football special episode of Tension. Congratulations. I'm just looking through your answers now. You had that whole quiz, 1 tension answer. The whole quiz.
Really impressive.
Everything else was positive.
I'll take it. I'm
Better to
absolutely
be right than wrong. Now, that means that Callum, you will be invited back for the season ending of Tension.
Yeah, exactly.
You will be representing the football side. Fingers crossed, you can come out with the trophy for season 2. But that's it, boys. Did you enjoy the questions? Did you enjoy the quiz?
Certainly did.
Yeah.
Certainly did. It was very fun.
Excellent, excellent. Well, that's it. Callum, you are the winner. Congratulations of the football episode of Tension by the Flat Chat. We will see you again, and we will see you all very, very soon. So goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Well, that's it. Congratulations to Callum on winning the football special episode of Tension. We will see him again soon, representing the Flat Chat in the final at the end of the series. just a quick message to say thank you very much for your kind comments. I try to reply to all of them as quickly as possible. And if you are wanting to send in questions that maybe I'll use or tweak and use my own way, then please do so. You can get hold of us on info@tension.com. Tension is with a 1 and a 0 instead of an I and an O. You can also follow us on the socials. The links are down below on Instagram and TikTok. And until then, I'll hopefully see you again soon. Please like and subscribe.